No one saw it coming when this legendary F1 driver went flying through the air, flipping at over 200 miles per hour only to miraculously walk away. And when another driver's car exploded in a ball of flames, he emerged from the inferno like something out of an action movie. These are some of the craziest crashes in Formula One. First up at number 10, Tom Pryce, 1977 South African Grand Prix. This is the tragic incident that occurred at the 1977 South African Grand Prix. Tom Pryce, a promising Welsh driver, was involved in one of the most harrowing crashes in F1 history. During the race, a safety marshal ran across the track carrying a fire extinguisher to assist another driver. Unfortunately, Pryce, who was coming over a rise at high speed, had no time to react and struck the marshal at 170 miles per hour. The impact was catastrophic. The fire extinguisher hit Pryce in the head, killing him instantly, while the marshal was also killed on the spot. Pryce's car continued down the track before crashing into another car, causing more chaos. Next, at number 9, Mika Henin, 1995 Australian Grand Prix. Heikkinen crash at the 1995 Australian Grand Prix is one that many F1 fans will never forget. During the first day of practice at the Adelaide Street Circuit, Heikkinen suffered a catastrophic tire failure at over 120 miles per hour. His McLaren veered off the track and slammed into the barriers, causing a brutal impact. Heikkinen was left unconscious in the cockpit, and the situation was dire. The quick response of the medical team, including an emergency tracheotomy on the track, saved his life. Heikkinen was in a coma for 2 days, but made a miraculous recovery and returned to racing the following year. Number 8. Fernando Alonso, 2016 Australian Grand Prix. Fernando Alonso has had his fair share of dramatic moments on the track, but his crash at the 2016 Australian Grand Prix was truly unforgettable. While dueling with Esteban Gutierrez, Alonso's McLaren clipped the rear of Gutierrez's Haas at high speed. The impact launched Alonso's car into the air, flipping multiple times before it slammed into the barriers and came to a stop upside down. Seeing Alonso crawl out of the mangled wreckage unharmed was a massive relief for fans around the world. Even with the violent crash, Alonso walked away with only minor injuries. This incident was a powerful reminder of how far F1 safety measures have come, proving the resilience of modern F1 cars. Next, at number 7, Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton, 2016 Spanish Grand Prix. The 2016 Spanish Grand Prix is often remembered for the dramatic clash between Mercedes teammates Nico Rosberg and Lewis Hamilton. Right from the start, the two were fiercely battling for the lead, but on the very first lap, things went disastrously wrong. Hamilton tried to overtake Rosberg, but as Rosberg moved to defend, Hamilton was forced onto the grass. Losing control, Hamilton's car spun back onto the track, colliding with Rosberg's, taking both cars out of the race. The crash was a major setback for Mercedes and only fueled the intense rivalry between the two drivers. It was a stark reminder that even the best in the world can falter under pressure. Number 6. Mark Webber, 2010 European Grand Prix. Webber's crash at the 2010 European Grand Prix in Valencia is one of those unforgettable moments that had everyone tense. While attempting to overtake Heikki Kovalainen, Webber misjudged the speed difference, and his Red Bull slammed into the back of Kovalainen's Lotus. The collision sent Webber's car soaring into the air, flipping over before crashing into the barriers upside down. Amazingly, Webber walked away from the wreckage without a scratch. This crash was a vivid reminder of how quickly things can go wrong in F1, and showed the critical role that modern safety features play in protecting drivers. Now at number 5, Jos Verstappen, 1994 German Grand Prix. Before Max Verstappen was a household name, his father Jos Verstappen was involved in one of F1's most dramatic incidents. During the 1994 German Grand Prix at Hockenheim, Jos came in for what should have been a routine pit stop. But as fuel was being pumped into his car, some of it spilled and ignited on the hot engine. In seconds, the entire pit lane was engulfed in flames. Verstappen's car, the mechanics, and everything around it were on fire. Fortunately, the fire was quickly put out, and Jos escaped without serious injury. This terrifying incident led to some major changes in pit stop procedures, including the eventual banning of refueling during races. But if you thought that was crazy, take a look at this next one. Number 4. Jules Bianchi, 2014 Japanese Grand Prix. Jules Bianchi's crash at the 2014 Japanese Grand Prix is one of the saddest moments in modern F1 history. The race was already treacherous due to the wet conditions, and when Adrian Sutil spun out at the Dunlop curve, a recovery vehicle was sent to clear his car. Tragically, Bianchi lost control of his Marussia at the same spot and crashed directly into the recovery vehicle. The impact was devastating, causing Bianchi to suffer a severe brain injury. Even after being placed in a medically induced coma, he passed away 9 months later. This heartbreaking incident highlighted the dangers of having recovery vehicles on the track and led to the introduction of the virtual safety car system to prevent such tragedies in the future. Number 3. Robert Kubica, 2007 Canadian Grand Prix. Robert Kubica's crash at the 2007 Canadian Grand Prix is one of the most terrifying in F1 history. While speeding down the back straight, Kubica's BMW Sauber clipped the Toyota of Jarno Trulli, sending his car airborne. It slammed into the concrete wall at over 180 miles per hour, disintegrating on impact and flipping multiple times before finally coming to a stop on its side. Amazingly, Kubica survived the horrific crash with only a sprained ankle and a concussion. This crash was a stark reminder of the dangers inherent in F1, but it also showed the remarkable safety advancements that allowed Kubica to walk away from such a violent accident. This next crash is one of the most famous ones in Formula One history. Number 2. Ayrton Senna, 1994 San Marino Grand Prix. It's impossible to talk about F1 crashes without mentioning the heartbreaking moment that claimed the life of one of the sport's all-time greats, Ayrton Senna. During the 1994 San Marino Grand Prix at Imola, Senna was leading the race when, on lap 7, his car suddenly lost control at the Tamburello corner and slammed into a concrete wall at over 130 miles per hour. The impact was catastrophic, leaving Senna motionless in the cockpit. Despite the immediate response from the medical team, Senna tragically passed away from his injuries. His death sent shockwaves through the world of motorsport and led to a major overhaul of F1 safety standards, including better cockpit protection and circuit redesigns to enhance driver safety. Finally, at number 1, Romain Grosjean, 2020 Bahrain Grand Prix. Taking the top spot is the insane crash of Romain Grosjean at the 2020 Bahrain Grand Prix, an incident that's as miraculous as it is terrifying. On the first lap, Grosjean's Haas clipped Daniil Kvyat's AlphaTauri, sending him hurtling into a metal barrier at high speed. The force of the impact was so intense that Grosjean's car split in half and erupted into a fiery inferno. For 28 harrowing seconds, Grosjean was trapped inside the blazing wreckage, but thanks to the Halo device and his quick instincts, he managed to escape with only minor burns and a sprained ankle. And that's it. The craziest crashes in Formula One history. These moments serve as a powerful reminder of the risks that come with the thrill of the race. While F1 has made some incredible progress in safety, the sport's inherent danger is something that will always be part of its DNA. Which crash left you stunned? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more F1 insights. If you learned a lot from this video so far, make sure to click on the next one for more Formula One insights.